Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight I have a fun one for you guys. This one is going to be one of those where I've been kind of doing the theme of just not having teamwork and what I have to do in order to try to carry some of these matches. Now, teamwork is something that this game desperately needs. Hopefully the cross communication is going to help that between the PlayStation and Xbox guys. I don't know that it will, but we're going to give ourselves a shot. Now, there are several cruisers in this match, there are several destroyers in this match, and a few battleships thrown in for good measure. In other words, it's literally the best matchmaking, or at least the most balanced matchmaking you get. You get 3 destroyers, 3 cruisers, 3 battleships. Can't get any easier than that, right? And the difference is we have one less cruiser. But we have an extra battleship. Now you can see that as an advantage or a disadvantage. One thing that we know for sure is that we have a hit point advantage right off the bat, if you just look at the total hit points between the two teams. Now, with that being said, we're going to push up. Now this is a domination. What is the #1 goal of domination, guys? I hammer it all the time, even though I fail sometimes to do it. I'm in a destroyer. My #1 goal in a domination is to capture objectives. Period. That is your #1 goal. So right off the bat, I charge forward. I'm asking for help. You can see I am pinging the battleship that is back there running away already. Not been engaged. I don't understand. I really don't. Now, the good thing is, I guess the guy is going to eventually turn around and come this way. Whether he wants to or not, he's going to. And we are going to do everything in our power to try and protect this side while capping the base and doing as much damage as possible. Now, this game, I will go ahead and tell you, is not going to be about damage. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of action. You're not going to be bored, that's for sure, but it's not about the end damage that we do. It's more of what we do to get to that. So, let's see what we get into. Now, first of all, we've got an Iowa spotted out there. He's bow tanking. We got a smoke screen off to our left. Immediately hit the radar thinking that the destroyer may be close to the island and I might be able to detect him. I've got a cruiser close by. Now would be a great time to get a destroyer off the map. Unfortunately, he's outside my range, and he does get detected by the destroyer's plane, or the cruiser's plane, and he's outside of my torp range as well. However, I'm assuming he's going to try to double back into a smoke, so I go ahead. I launch some torpedoes in his general direction. Now, the good thing about the German destroyers is that they have A, great hit points, B, good guns, C, their torpedoes reload really fast. Now, I am changing up my build for the Z-23 for this match because a few people, let me know that there was some things that they would like to see. And so I decided to use Eric Bay as my commander, go for a full guns first build, and include William Sims as my inspiration. So we have a little bit longer torp reload, we have a little worse concealment, however we have much better gun fire rate and a lot more hit points. Instead of the 17,000 that we had prior, we are up to 22,000 hit points. Now, why is that significant? Well, 22,000 hit points is more damage than you can take from a single torpedo. So if you happen to take a torpedo, it's not the end of the world. You should survive it. However, you're not going to have much health left, especially if it's Japanese torpedoes. But we get the Le Terrible spotted. He was shooting at our battleship. We're going to push forward because our battleship is pushing forward, and I want to cover him. I want to make sure that he's not getting torped into oblivion, and this Le Terrible looks like he's on a collision course with this battleship. And so I cut him off, and I engage immediately. We've already captured C. I'm going to go ahead. He crashes into the island, thank goodness. We're in a wide spread. I know, not the best play here, but I wanted to make sure we got the torps off as quickly as possible, just in case something crazy happens and I end up dying. But I'm not expecting to die, and sure enough, we managed to absolutely pummel this guy into oblivion, both with our guns and then finishing him with the torp, getting our first kill of the game. Now, our Alabama has survived up to this point. He is now in the cap, even though it's already capped. But he's at least making an effort. We've got those detected for a long time, so hopefully he's able to avoid all of those. Looks like he may have taken one torpedo there, potentially, and that's not preferable. He's lost half his hit points, and an Asasio comes around the corner and starts shooting at him. So we're going to go ahead and start an open water fight with the Asashio. We are trying really hard to get rid of this guy, and we are hitting him with everything we got. Unfortunately for the Alabama, he's lost half his hit points, and that Asashio was way too close. He is not going to survive. But can he do any damage to the Asashio before he dies? Unfortunately, the answer is pretty much no. The only one that's really doing any damage to the Asashio here is me. The cruiser is shooting at him. I see the shots coming in, but he's not actually hitting him. But I'm not going to let the Asashio slip away, because how many times have we seen Japanese destroyers get away and absolutely wreck matches? We cannot afford him to get away. And as we come in, you're going to see a few bad shots here. I'm getting a little excited, not going to lie. Completely missing the mark a couple times, but we do have him on fire, and he does burn to death. Getting our second kill on a destroyer. So they have lost 2 destroyers super early in this match. They only have 1 left, and that is the one that is not currently fighting me. Now we have captured this base. The enemy currently have B, but they are getting ready to start taking A. So what is my play here, guys? It is a domination. I'm in a destroyer. And this goes for anybody, but other ships have to take it into consideration that you don't have the concealment. I have concealment. I can push into the caps. I am the one that #1 priority on my list is to take bases in a domination. That is your goal. You're the fastest. You're the ones that are hiding. You literally are the only ones that can take bases uncontested most of the time. So that's what we're going to do. Now this Iowa here is going to throw a wrench in my plan. Actually, it's not just the Iowa. The Iowa and the Belfast that's currently sailing around the corner up ahead is actually going to throw a wrench into my plan. I make a mistake here, and I have no problem admitting my mistake. Now, what is a Belfast, guys? Anybody? It's a radar cruiser. Why is a radar cruiser a danger to any destroyer on the map? Because they can detect you from a long ways away without sight lines, guys. They don't have to be looking at you to detect you. They hit that button, you light up like a Christmas tree on the 4th of July. That's not preferable. So, we are going to get ourselves into some trouble. Now, I was expecting to have to shoot the Iowa at some point. I am considering my options, and I'm like, okay, Iowa, right there. He's clearly slowing down a little bit, but he's not slowing down enough. So I'm just like, okay, I'm not sure what he's going to do. I just launched the torpedoes in a widespread, and then I get lit up like a Christmas tree on the 4th of July. And then I make the mistake of going, oh, yeah, I'm going to go hit my smoke. That's the way to get away from a radar, right? No, you dummy. Radar doesn't care about your smoke. All it says is you're detected. Now, luckily, radar is short-lived. The Belfast is actually one of the longer radars, but it's still pretty short-lived. And the Iowa is going to turn into our torpedoes beautifully. I don't think we actually hit him with a single torpedo here. Maybe we get one. I don't remember, but I don't think so. I think he completely misses them. But he reset us a little bit, and that's going to cause us some grief. Now, I'm going to back out of the smoke. I'm not going to fire my guns. I'm going to back out of the smoke to spot the Iowa, just to make sure he is doing what I think he's doing, which is charging me. Now, we're almost captured, so we're going through our smoke. We're going to go ahead. Our engine boost is about to come off cooldown, and everybody knows what's about to happen. You cannot charge a destroyer in a battleship when he has torpedoes loaded. You took too long to do this, and now you're going to pay the price. You cannot do this in a battleship. It is not going to work in your favor. He is 3 kilometers away. I am closing maximum speed. He's closing maximum speed. This is going to hurt, and there's nothing this 900-foot-long ship can do about it. It's almost impossible to miss. I've done it before, but it's almost impossible to miss from this close. And we finish off the Iowa. Now, we only have 6,800 hit points. I go ahead, switch to armor piercing, because I'm thinking if I can get by this guy, I can potentially citadel him to death. But then I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I can't take the chance of getting torped. Ramming speed! And we get the kill, taking out our 4th enemy, and most notably, the last person other than the Belfast who could capture B. So not only do we manage to give our team a chance, we take the lead until the Bismarck kills the Jean Bart, because that's how that works. But we had the lead. We still have the cap control. All my teammates have to do at this point is hold the caps. They do not have to engage the enemy unless they are forced to. The York kills the Adachi. Huge kill. Huge kill. That is all of the speed from the enemy team. And now there's just a Bismarck and a Belfast versus a Charlemagne and a York. Now, right now, I am begging my monitor right now. Of course, I don't have my mic plugged in. I'm not plugging my mic in. I actually lied today. I actually did plug my mic in, but not for this battle. I had already unplugged it because my teams have just been absolutely horrendous, and so I just went ahead and unplugged it. No need for me to be in chat. They don't help you when you say anything, so why be in chat, right? Anyway, we are begging the TV right now. It's just like, please, just disengage, run away. What are you doing, man? Please. Now, the Belfast is 12 kilometers away, which makes this next move by the York completely baffling to me. There is no destroyer. It's just the Belfast and the Bismarck. The torpedo range on the York is, what, 6 kilometers? And he just launched them at a 12-kilometer away ship. Now, the Charlemagne decided at this moment he needs to back out broadside on in front of a battleship. And it's a Bismarck with 15-inch guns. He gets extremely lucky that it is a Bismarck and completely misses him, because that could have been absolutely devastating and would have probably made me throw something at the TV. I'm not gonna lie. But he does the right thing. He disengages. He uses the island. He's trying to set fires. I know what he's doing, but he doesn't need to. This goes right back to the thought of winning harder. We are winning. Why are you giving the enemy a chance? Now, he gets a torpedo hit right there, and right there, you know it probably caused flooding. And if it didn't cause flooding, then the Bismarck is extremely lucky. But the Bismarck is getting overconfident. He's charging through a narrow gap with a cruiser that is armed with torpedoes on the other side of the gap. Now, some of you might go, well, Spartan, what's he supposed to do? He has no choice but to kill the enemy ship, right? He could have captured the base. Hey, let's be real. He could have literally sailed into the base. That would have forced the Charlemagne to come out to him, because the Charlemagne has to shoot him. Charlemagne doesn't get smoke, so the fact that he comes out and has to shoot at you to reset the base means that you are forcing him to put himself in a bad way. And you keep your distance. Now, the Charlemagne comes out broadside on. He's lucky the Bismarck overpins the crap out of him. I know, French armor, it's a thing, but you never want to take that chance in a cruiser against a battleship, because it's only RNG. You really want to put your game in the hands of RNG. It's not a good play. But we've got him burning. He's going to die. The torps are out. He manages to get away with it, even if it's not the smartest thing in the world. And the Belfast manages to kill the York. Again, not sure how that manages to happen. How does a Belfast kill a York? Belfast doesn't get torpedoes, so in order for that to happen, the York would literally have to sit broadside to the Belfast. Not a good play. However, trading a York for a Bismarck guarantees us the points lead, and because the Belfast chased the damage down instead of trying to reset caps, he is going to end up losing this match. And hopefully this is a good teaching moment for everybody involved of what it takes to win. Teamwork is necessary, but even if you don't get teamwork, the actions that you take can carry a match. But you have to play smart. You have to use your head. You have to make sure you're keeping yourself in the lead as best as possible. Taking the early cap, getting the center cap is what won this match. They ended up taking A. Had I not taken B, we lose this match. Had I taken any longer to take B, we lose this match. Because if that Miyoko had come around the corner and helped that Iowa any sooner, I would have died while torpedoing the Iowa. And that would have left the Miyoko to capture the base, the Belfast to go after the York with the Udashi, and the Bismarck and the Miyoko to come after the Charlemagne. So, the fact that we were able to get 4 kills, even though we didn't do the most damage in the world, taking out 2 of their destroyers, 1 of their cruisers, and their best battleship, was a huge, huge boost to this team. And on top of that, we managed to get the caps. Solo caps, if I may add. So, this is what it takes to win, and I cannot stress this enough. I hope that people start listening to the advice that I give when it comes to winning. I'm not the best player in the world. I understand that. I know I get way too emotionally invested in this game. I understand that as well. However, please start playing objectives, start winning your side, and start helping your teammates. Quit trying to go bundle up in the middle of the map. 69,000 damage, 5 torpedo hits, 4 kills, 2,800 base XP in a very, very close game decided by capture points. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.